Welcome back to my channel, Silent Truth Vault. My name is Ethan Walker. And 3 months ago, I moved into the tallest apartment building in my city. Everyone called it the Blackstone Tower. 49 floors, more than 300 residents, luxury apartments, private security, everything looked perfect. At first, the strange things started during my second week. Every night at exactly 2:13 a.m., I would wake up. No alarm, no noise, just suddenly awake. The first few times, I ignored it. But then I noticed something strange. Every time I woke up, the elevator outside my apartment was moving. Up, then down, then up again, always at 2:13 a.m. Every night. One evening I mentioned it to my neighbor, an old man named Mr. Harris. The moment I mentioned the elevator, his smile disappeared. "Don't use it after midnight." I laughed. I wasn't planning to, but he wasn't joking. His face had gone pale. Then he whispered, "Especially if it stops at floor 50. I frowned. Floor 50. Blackstone Tower only had 49 floors. Mr. Harris stared at me for several seconds, then quietly walked away. That night I couldn't stop thinking about what he said. Floor 50. A floor that didn't exist. At exactly 2:13 a.m., I woke up again. The elevator was moving. I looked through the peephole. The hallway was empty. The elevator doors were open. Waiting. My pulse quickened. Then I noticed something impossible. The elevator display didn't show 49. It showed 50, a floor that shouldn't exist. The doors slowly began closing. Without thinking, I rushed into the hallway. The doors were almost shut. I slipped inside at the last second. Immediately, the elevator began moving upward. 49, 50, then the display changed. 51, 52, 53. My blood turned cold. The building only had 49 floors. Yet the elevator kept climbing. The lights flickered. The temperature dropped. Then the elevator stopped. Ding. The doors opened. A dark hallway appeared. Silent. Empty. The walls looked old. Decades old. Nothing like the luxury building below. Dust covered everything. My pulse hammered. Slowly, I stepped outside. The elevator doors closed behind me. And instantly disappeared. Gone. There was no elevator anymore. Only a wall. A cold chill ran through my body. Then I noticed apartment doors. Dozens of them, each marked with a number. Apartment 5001, 5002, 5003, a hidden floor, a secret floor, one that shouldn't exist. Then I heard footsteps, somewhere down the hallway, slow, heavy, coming closer. I froze. A figure emerged from the darkness. An old woman, thin, pale, wearing clothes from another era. She stared directly at me, then smiled, a terrible smile, and whispered, "You're not supposed to be here." My heart nearly stopped. Before I could answer, every apartment door on the floor suddenly opened at the same time. And dozens of people stepped out, all of them staring directly at me. My heart pounded violently. Dozens of apartment doors stood open. Dozens of people stood in the hallway. Men, women, children, all silent, all motionless, all staring at me. The old woman smiled. "You shouldn't have come here." My throat felt dry. What is this place? Nobody answered. Not a single person. The hallway remained completely silent. Then I noticed something strange. Their clothes. None of them wore modern clothing. Some looked like they came from the 1980s. Others looked even older, as if they belonged to different decades. The old woman slowly stepped closer. "You need to leave." For a moment, relief washed over me. Maybe she would help me. Then she whispered, "Before they notice you." A chill ran through my body. The old woman's smile disappeared. Fear appeared in her eyes. Real fear. Then every resident suddenly looked toward the end of the hallway. At exactly the same time, my pulse quickened. Something was coming. I could feel it. The residents immediately stepped backward into their apartments. Doors began closing, one after another. Apartment 5001, 5002, 5003, 5004, slam, slam, slam. Within seconds the hallway was empty. Only the old woman remained. Then even she backed away. "Run." "What?" "Run." The fear in her voice was enough. I turned and sprinted down the hallway. The old floor seemed endless. Longer than it should have been. Far longer. Then I heard it. A ding. The sound of an elevator opening. At the far end of the corridor. My blood turned cold. Because there wasn't supposed to be an elevator there. Slowly, the elevator doors opened. Darkness filled the interior. Then a man stepped out. Tall, thin, wearing a black security uniform. My stomach tightened. Something about him felt wrong. Very wrong. His face was pale. Too pale. His eyes completely black. Not dark brown. Not dark blue. Black. The man slowly looked up. And saw me. For several seconds neither of us moved. Then he smiled. A horrible smile. And whispered, "Another visitor." My pulse exploded. The security guard took one step forward. Then another. Then another. Walking toward me. Slowly. Calmly. Like he already knew I couldn't escape. I turned and ran. The hallway stretched endlessly before me. Apartment doors blurred past. My breathing became rapid. Then suddenly, I saw an exit sign. Red. Glowing. At the end of the corridor. Hope surged through me. I sprinted toward it. The security guard's footsteps echoed behind me. Closer. 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 Then I crashed through the exit door. And froze. My heart nearly stopped. Because the door didn't lead outside. It led back into the same hallway. Apartment 5001, 5002, 5003, the exact same place. The exact same floor. The exit had brought me back. Panic exploded inside me. This wasn't possible. The security guard's footsteps continued approaching. Slow. Patient. Then I heard a whisper. "Over here." I turned. Apartment 5017 had opened slightly. A young girl stood inside. Maybe 12 years old. She motioned for me to hurry. Without thinking, I ran inside. The girl slammed the door shut. Silence filled the apartment. For several seconds neither of us spoke. Then she looked at me. And asked, "What year is it?" The question caught me off guard. 2026. The girl's face immediately turned pale. "No, what?" She slowly stepped backward, fear filling her eyes. Then she whispered, "That's impossible." My pulse quickened. "Why?" The girl looked toward the window. Then answered, "Because it's still 1998. The room fell silent. My heart stopped. Then I noticed something hanging on the wall. A calendar. Old. Yellowed. The date was circled. October 17, 1998. And judging by the dust, it had never been changed. Because it's still 1998. The girl's words echoed inside my head. I stared at her, certain I had misheard. "What?" The girl pointed toward the calendar hanging on the wall. October 17, 1998. The paper looked old, yellow, dusty, as if it had been hanging there for decades. "This is some kind of joke, right?" The girl shook her head. Slowly. "No." Fear filled her eyes. The kind of fear that cannot be faked. My pulse quickened. "Who are you?" The girl hesitated, then answered, "My name is Lily." She looked no older than 12. Yet there was something strange about her. Something sad. Almost like she'd been trapped here for years. Then she asked, "How long have you lived in Blackstone Tower?" 2 weeks. The moment I said it, Lily froze. "What? 2 weeks?" The color drained from her face. Then she whispered, "That's impossible." I was getting tired of hearing that word. "What do you mean impossible?" Lily slowly walked toward the apartment window. The curtains were closed, tightly closed, as if someone never wanted them opened. Then she looked back at me. "When I arrived here," a pause, "I had only lived in the building for 3 days. A chill ran through my body. "When was that?" The girl swallowed, then answered, 1998. Silence. My heart pounded. No, no way. That couldn't be true. Then suddenly, thump. A loud sound echoed from outside the apartment. Both of us froze. Lily immediately looked terrified. Another thump followed. Closer. Outside the front door. Then came footsteps. Slow, heavy, walking down the hallway. The security guard. My stomach tightened. Lily immediately turned off the apartment lights. Darkness swallowed the room. Then she whispered, "Don't make a sound." The footsteps stopped outside the apartment. Silence followed. Complete silence. My pulse thundered. Then a voice came from the hallway. Cold, calm, inhuman. Visitor detected. I felt every hair on my body stand up. The voice continued. Unauthorized resident detected. Lily grabbed my wrist. Her hands were shaking. Then came 3 slow knocks. Knock, knock, knock. The apartment door rattled. Then the security guard spoke again. Open the door. Nobody moved. Nobody breathed. Several seconds passed. Then the voice became colder. Much colder. Open the door. The door handle slowly began turning. My heart nearly stopped. Lily backed away. Fear filled her eyes. The handle continued moving. Then suddenly, the knocking stopped. The voice disappeared. The footsteps moved away, slowly, one step at a time, until silence returned. Only then did Lily breathe again. I stared at her. What is he? Lily didn't answer immediately. Instead she looked toward the floor. Then whispered. He wasn't always a security guard. A chill ran through my body. What does that mean? The girl slowly sat down. Then told me something that changed everything. Blackstone Tower wasn't built in 2026. The room fell silent. What? It was built in 1998. I frowned. That's impossible. Lily nodded. I know. Then she pointed toward a newspaper lying on the table. My pulse quickened. I picked it up. The date printed on the front page made my stomach drop. October 17, 1998. The exact same date. Then I noticed the headline. My blood turned cold, because the newspaper showed a photograph of Blackstone Tower. Except it wasn't called Blackstone Tower. The headline read, Mysterious Fire Destroys Ashton Heights Apartments. Below it was a picture of the building. The exact same building. My building. Completely engulfed in flames. I looked at Lily. What is this? Her voice trembled. Then she answered. Everybody on floor 50 died in that fire. Silence. Complete silence. My heart nearly stopped. Then another realization hit me. The residents. The old woman. The apartments. The hidden floor. My pulse exploded. No. Lily slowly nodded. Tears appeared in her eyes. Then she whispered. We're all the people who never got out. The room suddenly felt ice cold. Before I could speak, the television turned on by itself. Static filled the screen. Lily immediately backed away, terrified. Then an image appeared. Black and white security footage. A hallway. Floor 50. The same hallway outside. My pulse thundered. Then I saw myself, standing in the corridor, looking directly into the camera. But something was wrong, very wrong, because the timestamp on the footage read, October 17, 1998. The timestamp read October 17, 1998. My hands started shaking. I stared at the television screen, unable to breathe, unable to think. The security footage showed me, not someone who looked like me, not someone similar, me, the same face, the same clothes, the same jacket I was wearing right now, standing in the hallway of floor 50. But the date beneath the footage was impossible. October 17, 1998. 28 years ago. My pulse thundered. This isn't real. Lily didn't answer. Her terrified eyes remained fixed on the screen. Then something even stranger happened. The version of me in the footage slowly looked up, directly at the camera, then smiled. A cold smile. One I had never made. One that didn't belong to me. A chill ran through my body. The screen flickered. Then the smiling version of me raised a hand and pointed straight toward the camera, straight toward us. The television suddenly exploded into static. The room went dark. Silence. Neither of us moved. Then Lily whispered, "He's found you." My throat felt dry. Who? Before she could answer, a loud siren echoed through the building. Woo. The sound was deafening, ancient, broken, like an emergency alarm from decades ago. Lily's face turned white. No. What is it? She looked at me, then whispered the words that made my blood run cold. It's fire night. The room fell silent. My stomach tightened. What does that mean? Tears filled Lily's eyes. Then she answered, "The fire is starting again." Suddenly the lights began flashing red. The apartment walls trembled. Somewhere far away, people started screaming. Real screams. Terrified screams. The kind of screams that only happen when something horrible is happening. Then came the smell. Smoke. My pulse exploded. Smoke was pouring under the apartment door. Exactly as if a fire had started outside. No. Lily immediately grabbed my arm. We have to leave. Leave where? The stairwell. The room shook again. The screams outside grew louder. Then suddenly, a voice echoed through the building. A calm voice, coming from old speakers hidden in the walls. "Attention residents." Static crackled. Then the voice continued. "Please remain calm." My blood turned cold, because the voice sounded happy, almost cheerful, even though people were screaming, even though smoke filled the building. Then the announcement continued. "The fire on floor 50 is under control." Lily looked horrified. "It's happening again." "What is?" The same night, the realization hit me. Every year, every night, the residents were reliving the fire. Again and again, trapped, unable to escape. Then suddenly, bang, something slammed into the apartment door. Both of us jumped. Bang, another impact. Harder this time. The wood cracked. Then a familiar voice spoke from outside. "Cold, inhuman, unauthorized resident located." The security guard. My heart nearly stopped. Lily grabbed my wrist. "Run." The door shook violently. Cracks spread across the wood. Then I noticed something strange. A second door, hidden behind a bookshelf, half concealed. My pulse quickened. "What's that?" Lily froze. Then fear filled her face. "No." "What?" "We can't go there." Another impact hit the front door. The frame splintered. The security guard was getting inside. Fast. I pointed toward the hidden door. "We don't have a choice." Lily looked terrified, then finally nodded. Together we shoved the bookshelf aside. Dust filled the air. A small metal door appeared. Old, rusty, locked. The front door exploded inward. Crash. The security guard stepped inside. His black eyes locked onto mine. My blood turned to ice. Then Lily pulled a key from around her neck. A key she'd apparently been hiding the entire time. Her hands trembled. She unlocked the metal door. The moment it opened, a blast of freezing air rushed out. The darkness beyond seemed endless, like a tunnel leading somewhere deep inside the building. The security guard started walking toward us. Slowly, patiently, smiling. Lily grabbed my arm. "Go." We jumped through the hidden doorway. The metal door slammed shut behind us. A second later, the security guard hit the other side. Boom. The entire tunnel shook. My heart hammered. Then I turned on my phone flashlight. And immediately wished I hadn't. Because written across the tunnel wall in huge red letters were the words, "He never died in the fire." Below the message was a photograph. Old, burned around the edges. A photograph of the security guard. Taken in 1998. And beneath the picture was a name. Jonathan Blackstone, owner of Ashton Heights Apartments. My pulse stopped. Because according to the newspaper, Jonathan Blackstone had died in the fire. At least that's what the newspaper said. My hands trembled as I stared at the photograph. The man in the picture was the same security guard. The same pale face. The same cold smile. The same black eyes. Impossible. Lily looked terrified. "He found this place." "What?" She pointed at the photograph. Years ago, the tunnel stretched endlessly ahead of us. Dark, cold, silent. Somewhere behind the metal door, something slammed against the wall. Boom. The tunnel shook. The security guard, or Jonathan Blackstone, whatever he was. My pulse quickened. Who was he? Lily hesitated, then answered. He owned the building. The flashlight beam shook in my hand. The apartment building. Lily nodded. Before it burned. A chill ran through my body. Then she pointed farther down the tunnel. "We need to keep moving." Neither of us wanted to stay. So we walked. The tunnel descended deeper beneath the building. The air became colder. The walls older, almost ancient. After several minutes, we reached another door. Unlike the first one, this door was massive. Steel, rust covered every inch. Above it were words carved into metal. Maintenance level. Then beneath those words, authorized personnel only. My stomach tightened. This place shouldn't exist. Lily laughed nervously. Most of floor 50 shouldn't exist. Fair point. Then we heard footsteps. Behind us. Slow, heavy, coming through the tunnel. My blood turned cold. Jonathan. He had found another way in. Lily immediately pushed against the steel door. To my surprise, it opened, slowly, with a horrible screech. The moment the door opened, a blast of stale air rushed toward us. Then I saw it. My heart nearly stopped. An underground control room, hidden beneath the building. Rows of old monitors lined the walls. Broken computers, ancient equipment. Dust covered everything, as if nobody had entered for decades. Then my flashlight landed on something. A wall filled with photographs. Hundreds of photographs. Residents, families, children, every person who had lived in the building. My pulse quickened. Then I noticed red X marks over many faces. Dozens of them, maybe hundreds. What is this place? Lily didn't answer. She was staring at something else. A large map hanging on the wall. Her face had gone completely white. What? Slowly, she pointed. My heart nearly stopped. The map showed Ashton Heights apartments. But there was one problem. Floor 50 wasn't hidden. It was clearly marked, as if it had always existed. Then I noticed another detail. A section beneath floor 50. A floor below it. A floor nobody had mentioned. A floor labeled, level, 51. A chill ran through my body. There's another floor. Lily looked terrified. We were told never to go there. The room suddenly felt much colder. Then one of the old monitors flickered. Static filled the screen. Both of us froze. The monitor hadn't been connected to anything. Yet it was turning on. Then another screen activated. Then another. Then another. Soon every monitor in the room was glowing. My pulse thundered. The screens displayed security footage. Hallways. Apartments. Stairwells. The entire building. Then every screen suddenly changed. Showing the same thing. A man sitting in a chair. Facing away from the camera. Perfectly still. The room fell silent. Then slowly, the chair turned. My blood turned to ice. Jonathan Blackstone. But younger. Human. Normal. Not the monster upstairs. The recording looked old. Very old. Jonathan stared into the camera. Then began speaking. To whoever finds this recording. Static crackled. If you're watching this. His voice trembled. Then I failed. Lily stepped closer. The video continued. Floor 50 was never part of the building. Silence. My pulse quickened. Then Jonathan revealed something impossible. We found it. The room became silent. What? The recording continued. We didn't build floor 50. A pause. We discovered it. Fear crawled into my chest. Jonathan looked exhausted, terrified, like a man who hadn't slept in weeks. Then he whispered. It was already here. My stomach dropped. The tunnel. The hidden apartments. The impossible elevator. The floor had existed before the building. Before everything. Then Jonathan continued. Something lives there. My blood ran cold. The lights flickered. The recording became distorted. Then Jonathan leaned closer to the camera. And whispered. Don't go to level 51. The monitor exploded into static. Silence followed. Nobody moved. Nobody breathed. Then every screen suddenly displayed the same message. Bright red letters. Flashing repeatedly. Level 51 open. Level 51 open. Level 51 open. The room shook violently. Somewhere deep below us, a giant metal door slowly opened. And from the darkness beneath the building, a child began laughing. The sound echoed through the underground control room. Soft. Innocent. Wrong. My blood ran cold. Lily froze beside me. Her face had become completely pale. The laughter continued, coming from somewhere deep below. Somewhere beneath level 50. Beneath the building. Beneath everything. Then suddenly, every monitor shut off. At once. Darkness swallowed the room. Only my flashlight remained. Its beam trembled in my shaking hand. The silence felt unbearable. Then the laughter stopped. Instantly. As if someone had flipped a switch. My pulse thundered. Then a loud metallic sound echoed through the darkness. Clang. A door opening. Far below us. Lily immediately backed away. No. What is it? Tears appeared in her eyes. Level 51. The room suddenly felt colder. Much colder. Then a red emergency light flickered on above us. For a brief moment it illuminated the far wall. And that's when I saw it. A staircase. Hidden behind the monitors. Leading downward. My stomach tightened. The stairs hadn't been there before. I was sure of it. Then a voice echoed through old speakers hidden in the walls. Static crackled. Then, resident located. My blood turned cold. Jonathan. The security guard. He had found us again. Then came footsteps. Heavy footsteps. Approaching through the tunnel behind us. Closer. 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 Lily grabbed my arm. We have to go. The stairs. She nodded. Fear filled her eyes. We don't have another choice. The footsteps grew louder. Then a shadow appeared beneath the control room door. Jonathan was right outside. My pulse exploded. Without another word, we ran toward the hidden staircase. The moment we reached it, the control room door burst open. Crash! Jonathan Blackstone stepped inside. His black eyes locked onto mine. His smile widened. Found you. The sight nearly froze me in place. Then Lily pulled me downward. We rushed into the darkness. The staircase spiraled endlessly below. Step after step, floor after floor, the air became freezing cold. Soon my breath became visible. The deeper we went, the older everything looked. The concrete walls disappeared, replaced by stone, ancient stone, covered in strange symbols, symbols that looked nothing like modern writing. Then suddenly, the staircase ended. A giant metal door stood before us. Rust covered every inch. A faded sign hung from it. The words were barely readable, but I could still make them out. Level 51. Silence filled the chamber. Then came the sound again. The child laughing, this time much closer, almost on the other side of the door. My pulse hammered. What is down here? Lily slowly shook her head. I don't know. You've never been here. No. The fear in her voice told me everything. Nobody had. Then a loud bang echoed from above. Jonathan had reached the staircase. Time was running out. Lily looked at me, then at the door. Finally she whispered, "Open it." My hands trembled, but I grabbed the handle. The metal felt ice cold. Slowly, the door opened. A blast of freezing air rushed out. The darkness beyond seemed endless. Then my flashlight illuminated something. A hallway. Not an apartment hallway. Not a maintenance tunnel. Something much older. The walls were made of black stone. Ancient stone. And carved into every wall were hundreds of names. Thousands of names. My pulse quickened. Then I noticed the dates beside them. 1985, 1986, 1987, 1988, 1989, 1990, 1991. My blood turned cold. The building wasn't even that old. Yet these names were much older. Then my flashlight landed on the oldest date. My heart nearly stopped. 1673. Silence. What is this place? Lily looked terrified. Then a small voice answered from the darkness ahead. It's where they all stayed. Both of us spun around. My flashlight beam shook. A little boy stood at the end of the hallway. Maybe 8 years old, wearing old-fashioned clothes. The same child whose laughter we had heard. He smiled. But there was something wrong about his smile. Something unnatural. Then he pointed deeper into the darkness. And whispered, "He's waiting for you." My stomach dropped. Who? The boy's smile widened. Then every name carved into the wall suddenly began glowing. Thousands of names, all at once. The hallway lit up with an eerie blue light. Then the child answered, "The builder." Before I could speak, a deafening roar echoed from somewhere deep within level 51. The entire underground structure shook violently. Dust rained from the ceiling. The boy's smile instantly vanished. For the first time, he looked afraid. Then he whispered, "He woke up. He woke up." The little boy's voice trembled. For the first time since we'd met him, he looked terrified. The underground hallway shook violently. Dust fell from the ancient stone ceiling. The glowing names carved into the walls flickered. Thousands of names, thousands of people, all connected somehow. My pulse hammered. Who woke up? The boy slowly looked into the darkness ahead. Then whispered, "The builder." A deafening roar echoed again. Much closer this time. The sound didn't feel human. It didn't even feel alive. It felt ancient, like something buried for centuries had finally opened its eyes. Lily grabbed my arm. "We need to leave." The boy immediately shook his head. "No." "What?" His face became pale. "Once level 51 opens." A pause. "Nobody leaves." A chill ran through my body. Then footsteps echoed from behind us. Heavy, slow, deliberate. Jonathan Blackstone. He had reached level 51. My heart nearly stopped. The footsteps grew closer. Then his voice echoed through the hallway. "Ethan." The way he said my name made my skin crawl. Almost like he knew me. Like he'd always known me. Then he laughed. A cold laugh. "You finally found it." The boy immediately backed away. Fear filled his eyes. Not fear of the builder. Fear of Jonathan. Then Jonathan stepped into view. His black eyes glowed faintly in the darkness. His smile stretched wider than ever. But something was different. The moment he entered level 51, the ancient symbols on the walls began glowing brighter. As if reacting to him. Recognizing him, my pulse quickened. Jonathan noticed, then smiled. See, he spread his arms. This place remembers me. The underground hallway trembled. Then suddenly, the little boy screamed. Everyone jumped. The child pointed deeper into the darkness. My flashlight followed his finger. And immediately my blood turned cold. Someone was standing there, watching us, motionless, tall, very tall, at least 7 feet. The figure stood perfectly still, hidden in the darkness, its face impossible to see. Then it took one step forward. The ground shook. Not a normal step, a heavy step, like something impossibly large. The boy immediately started crying. No, Lily looked terrified. Jonathan stopped smiling. For the first time, the figure stepped closer. The darkness slowly peeled away from its body. My heart nearly stopped. It wasn't human. Its skin looked like black stone. Cracks covered its body. Glowing blue light leaked from inside those cracks, like fire trapped beneath rock. Then I saw its face. Or what should have been its face. There wasn't one, only smooth black stone, featureless, ancient, terrifying. The creature stopped, watching us. Then every glowing name on the wall suddenly illuminated at once. The entire hallway became bright blue. Thousands of names, thousands of lives, and somehow I understood. Every name belonged to someone who had entered this place and never left. The realization hit me like a truck. The builder, the names, level 51. This wasn't a hidden floor. It wasn't a secret basement. It was a prison, an ancient prison. Then Jonathan slowly stepped forward toward the creature. My pulse quickened. What are you doing? Jonathan ignored me. His black eyes remained fixed on the builder. Then he whispered, after all these years. The creature tilted its head, almost curious. Jonathan smiled, then revealed the truth. I finally found you. The hallway fell silent. The builder remained motionless. Then something impossible happened. The creature spoke. Its voice sounded like stone grinding together. Ancient, deep, powerful. Jonathan Blackstone. My blood turned cold. It knew his name. The creature slowly took another step forward. The ground trembled. Then it spoke again. You returned. Jonathan laughed. A bitter laugh. Then tears appeared in his eyes. Real tears. For the first time, he looked human. Not a monster. Not a ghost. A broken man. Then he whispered. You took my family. Silence. The builder stood motionless. Jonathan's voice shook. The fire. A pause. The building. Another pause. My wife. His fists clenched. My daughter. The little boy beside us froze. Then Jonathan screamed. You took everything. The entire hallway shook violently. The builder remained silent, then slowly raised one massive hand and pointed directly at me. My heart stopped. The creature ignored Jonathan completely. Ignored Lily. Ignored the boy. Ignored everyone. It pointed only at me. Then spoke a sentence that made my blood run cold. He does not belong here. Silence. Complete silence. My pulse thundered. What? The builder took another step forward. The glowing blue cracks across its body brightened. Then it repeated. Ethan Walker does not belong in your world. The words echoed through level 51. Jonathan's face went pale. Lily looked horrified. The little boy started crying again. And for the first time, I felt truly afraid. Because somehow, everyone except me seemed to understand exactly what that meant. Ethan Walker does not belong in your world. The builder's voice echoed through level 51. My heart nearly stopped. The hallway fell silent. Nobody moved. Nobody spoke. Then I looked at Lily. Her face had gone completely pale. Jonathan Blackstone looked horrified. Even the little boy backed away from me. Fear filled their eyes. Not fear of the builder. Fear of me. What does that mean? My voice shook. The builder slowly stepped forward. The glowing cracks across its stone body brightened. Then it answered. He was never meant to exist. A chill ran through my body. No, Jonathan suddenly shouted. Stop. The builder ignored him. Its attention remained fixed on me. Then something strange happened. The glowing names on the walls began moving. Thousands of names, shifting, changing, until every name disappeared, except one. A single name, burning bright blue. My name, Ethan Walker. My pulse exploded. What is happening? The builder raised its hand. Then the world around me vanished. The hallway disappeared. Lily disappeared. Jonathan disappeared. Everything vanished. Darkness swallowed reality. I stood alone, floating in a black void. Silent. Endless. Then images began appearing around me. Like memories. Except they weren't mine. A hospital room. A newborn baby. A young woman crying. A doctor signing papers. My heart pounded. The baby was me. Then the memory changed. A man carrying the baby through a storm. Running. Terrified. Looking over his shoulder. As if something was chasing him. Then another image appeared. A newspaper. The date. October 17, 1998. The same night as the fire. The same night everything began. Then I saw something impossible. The baby wasn't born in 1998. The baby was found. Found inside level 51. My blood turned cold. No. The vision continued. Workers discovering a hidden chamber beneath the building. A stone chamber. Ancient. Older than history. And inside it, a baby, sleeping peacefully. Me. The memory shattered. Reality returned. I was back inside the hallway. Breathing hard. My pulse racing. The builder stared at me. Then whispered, "You were found beneath the prison." Silence. Complete silence. Lily covered her mouth. Jonathan slowly lowered his head. As if he had always known. "What are you talking about?" The builder pointed toward the ancient walls. The prison was built to contain many things. A pause. Then, and to protect one thing. The glowing cracks brightened. Then the creature pointed directly at me. "You." The hallway shook violently. The little boy started crying. "No." The builder ignored him. Then another roar echoed through level 51. A massive roar. Far below, something else was waking up. Something much larger. The builder suddenly turned toward the darkness beneath the prison. Fear appeared across its stone body. For the first time, fear. My stomach tightened. "What is that?" The builder answered immediately. "The reason this prison exists." The underground structure trembled. Cracks spread across the walls. The glowing names flickered. Then a giant bell began ringing somewhere deep below. Boom, boom, boom. The sound echoed endlessly. Jonathan's eyes widened. "No." Lily stepped backward. The little boy began sobbing. My pulse accelerated. "What is happening?" Jonathan finally looked at me. Then whispered. The lowest door just opened. Silence. The builder slowly turned back toward us. Then it revealed the secret hidden beneath level 51. The secret hidden beneath the building. The secret hidden beneath the prison. A secret buried for centuries. A secret nobody was ever supposed to find. Then the builder spoke. And every drop of blood in my body turned cold. Level 51 was never the bottom. The entire underground structure shook violently. The floor cracked open, and from the darkness below, a gigantic glowing eye slowly opened. The moment it moved, the entire prison shook. Stone walls cracked. Dust exploded from the ceiling. The ancient hallway trembled like it was alive. My heart nearly stopped. The eye was enormous. Far larger than any building. Far larger than the prison itself. And it was staring directly at me. Only me. The giant pupil slowly narrowed. Watching. Studying. Recognizing. Fear spread through every part of my body. Then the builder dropped to one knee. The sight shocked everyone. Jonathan froze. Lily gasped. Even the little boy stopped crying. The builder was bowing. Bowing to whatever was beneath us. My pulse thundered. "What is that?" The builder's stone voice trembled. For the first time. The keeper. Silence. The glowing eye continued staring upward. Then a voice echoed through the prison. Not through the air. Inside our minds. Ancient. Powerful. Impossible. Who opened the gate? The words felt like thunder inside my skull. Everyone fell to their knees. Everyone except me. The eye slowly blinked. Then focused on Jonathan. My stomach tightened. The keeper spoke again. "Jonathan Blackstone." Jonathan's face became pale. The giant eye watched him. Then, "You broke the seal." The hallway shook violently. Jonathan staggered backward. "No." The keeper remained silent. Then memories flooded the walls around us. Like living projections, images appeared everywhere. The fire, the building, the hidden floors, the prison. My pulse accelerated. Then I saw Jonathan. 28 years younger, standing deep beneath the building, holding a lantern, searching tunnels, exploring forbidden chambers. Then he discovered a massive stone door, covered in chains, covered in symbols, a warning written across it. Do not open. The vision continued. Jonathan ignored the warning. He opened the door. The moment he did, darkness poured out, living darkness. The entire underground prison shook. Then screams filled the vision. Dozens, hundreds, the fire, the deaths, the disaster. Everything started from that moment. The vision vanished. Reality returned. Jonathan collapsed to the floor. Tears filled his eyes. It was an accident. The keeper's voice echoed again. No. The eye narrowed. It was curiosity. Silence. Nobody spoke. Then the keeper slowly turned its attention toward me. My blood ran cold. The giant eye stared directly into my soul. Then it asked a question. A simple question. A terrifying question. Do you know what you are? My throat felt dry. No. The keeper became silent. Then the prison began shaking harder. Cracks spread everywhere. The builder looked terrified. The little boy backed away. Lily grabbed my arm. Then the keeper answered for me. You are the key. The words echoed endlessly. What? The giant eye glowed brighter. The entire prison lit up. Then ancient symbols appeared across every wall. Thousands of them, all pointing toward me. Then the keeper revealed the truth. The prison was never built to keep something inside. Silence. My pulse thundered. The keeper continued. It was built to keep you outside. The world froze. No, that couldn't be true. The builder slowly lowered its head. As if confirming it, Jonathan looked horrified. Lily started crying. Then another roar echoed from beneath the prison. Louder than before. Far louder. Something was moving in the darkness below the keeper. Something massive. Something ancient. The giant eye suddenly widened. Fear appeared in it. Fear. The keeper was afraid. My stomach dropped. What is down there? The keeper remained silent for several seconds. Then finally answered. The thing that hunts keys. The prison shook violently. A gigantic crack split the floor open. Darkness spread beneath us. Endless darkness. Then two enormous red eyes opened far below the keeper. The moment they opened, the keeper screamed. A deafening scream. The builder stumbled backward. Jonathan fell to the floor. And the little boy whispered the words that made everyone's blood run cold. The hunter found us. The hunter found us. Those words didn't just echo in the air. They broke reality. The moment the little boy whispered them, the ground beneath the prison gave up. A deep, hollow sound rolled upward from the abyss. Like something massive turning over after 1,000 years of sleep. The keeper's glowing eye flickered. For the first time, its light stuttered. Fear wasn't just present anymore. It was overwhelming. Jonathan crawled backward, his hands shaking against the stone. No, no, this can't be awake, he muttered. It was sealed, it was sealed. The builder stood frozen, its stone body trembling. Lily pulled me tighter. Don't look down, she whispered. Don't. But it was too late. The crack in the floor widened. Slowly, deliberately, like something underneath was pressing upward, testing the world above. Then, a sound. Not a roar, not a voice, a breath, hot, ancient, endless. The darkness below the keeper moved. And the two red eyes expanded. Not blinking, not searching, locking on, directly at me. My legs went numb. It sees me, I whispered. The keeper answered instantly, voice shattered. Yes. The entire prison shook violently again. Stone pillars began collapsing one by one like they were made of paper. The red eyes below grew brighter. Then a shape began to form behind them. Gigantic. Impossible to measure. Something climbing through layers of broken reality. The builder suddenly shouted. It's crossing the threshold. Jonathan screamed back. Then close it. Close it now. But the keeper didn't move. It couldn't. Because the red eyes had already fixed their attention on it too. A deep, grinding sound filled the space below. Like chains being ripped out of the world itself. Then the hunter spoke. Not into minds. Not through sound. Through existence. Greater than, he. The word shattered the air. The prison lights died instantly. Darkness swallowed everything except the red glow below. The keeper's voice turned hollow. It knows your name. I stepped backward instinctively. Why me? I shouted. What am I? The symbols on the walls flared again, burning brighter than ever. All pointing at my chest. Like I was the center of a lock that had just been forced open. The builder turned slowly toward me. Its voice was almost broken. You were never meant to be here. Another violent tremor hit. The floor cracked wider. And then, a hand rose from the abyss. Not human. Not animal. Too large. Too wrong. Its fingers gripped the edge of the broken floor. And slowly, it began to pull itself up. The keeper whispered, almost like a prayer. The hunter is free. Jonathan looked at me, eyes full of terror. And then he said something that froze me completely. If it reaches you, it doesn't just kill you. It replaces you. The hand pulled harder. Stone shattered. The prison screamed. And the red eyes rose fully into view. Attached to a face that looked like the end of everything. And it smiled. The hunter smiled. That was the worst part. Not the size. Not the darkness. Not the cracking world. It was the certainty in that expression, like it had been waiting for this exact moment since the beginning of time. Stone exploded upward as its second hand gripped the edge of the broken floor. The entire prison lurched. The keeper's light flickered violently. No, the keeper's voice cracked through all our minds at once. But it was too late. The hunter pulled itself higher. Slow, deliberate, like it had all the time in existence. Jonathan crawled toward me, panic in his eyes. We have to run, he shouted. Now. But there was nowhere left to run. The hallway behind us was collapsing. The ceiling was falling apart in slow motion. And in front of us, the abyss was becoming a doorway. The builder suddenly stepped forward. No one moves, it said, voice deep and trembling. It placed its massive stone arms toward the crack. The symbols on its body began glowing violently. It cannot fully enter while the seal still remembers itself. Lily looked up, terrified. What does that mean? The builder didn't answer, because the hunter had lifted its head fully out of the abyss. Its face was no longer just shadow and red light. It was structure, like reality had tried to form a face and failed halfway. And now it was staring directly at me. The pressure hit instantly. My knees almost gave out. It wasn't just fear, it was recognition, like something deep inside me belonged to it. The keeper screamed again. It is linking to the key. The hunter tilted its head. Then spoke again, this time softer, closer, greater than, I remember you. The words didn't echo, they entered. Memories that weren't mine flashed through my mind. A place before the prison. Before stone. Before fire. A vast void filled with countless floating gates. And something standing at the center of it all. Me, but not me, something like me, something older, something that looked at worlds the way humans look at doors. I gasped, falling to my knees. No, that's not me. Jonathan grabbed my shoulder. What are you seeing? I couldn't answer. The visions kept coming, the hunter rising in the void. The keeper forming from light to contain it. And a third presence, a choice, a split, a separation. The moment I was pulled away from something I was never meant to leave. Reality snapped back violently. I screamed. The symbols across the walls suddenly shifted. Instead of pointing at me, they started pointing at the hunter. The builder froze. No, it whispered. That change, it's impossible. The keeper's voice turned desperate. The lock is reversing. The hunter laughed. A sound that wasn't sound. A collapse of meaning itself. Then it took another step upward. The floor broke completely. Half of the prison now hung over the abyss. And the hunter was almost free. Lily cried out. It's coming up here. Jonathan stood shaking, eyes locked on me. You were the key, so do something. But I didn't understand what I was supposed to be. I looked at my hands. They were shaking, warm, alive. And then, something inside me reacted. Not thoughts, not words. A pull, deep in my chest. The symbols on the wall suddenly flared in response. The keeper shouted, "It's awakening." The hunter paused mid-motion. For the first time, it stopped smiling, and looked, uncertain. I didn't know what I was doing. But I raised my hand anyway. And the prison answered. The moment I raised my hand, everything stopped. Not slowly, not gently, instantly. The collapsing stone froze in midair. Dust suspended like stars. The hunter's movement halted halfway through its rise from the abyss, one massive hand still gripping the edge of reality. Even the sound died. Complete silence. like the world had been muted by something older than time. Then, the symbols on the walls erupted. Not glowing anymore, activating. Lines of ancient light spread across every surface, connecting, rewriting, reshaping the prison like it was waking up after a long, forced sleep. The keeper screamed again, but now its voice sounded different. Not fear alone. Confusion. No, no, this response pattern doesn't exist, the key should not be able to. Jonathan stared at me like I wasn't human anymore. What did you just do? I didn't answer, because I didn't know, but I could feel it. The prison wasn't just reacting to me. It was listening, like I had touched something inside it that had been waiting for centuries. The builder stepped back slowly. Its stone body cracked slightly, as if under pressure. It remembers him, it whispered. Lily shook her head. That's not possible. But the prison didn't care what was possible. It began to change. Walls shifted. Hallways reformed. The collapsed ceiling reversed its own destruction. Stone rose back into place like time itself was rewinding. And then the hunter moved again. Slowly, straining against the frozen moment. Its red eyes locked onto me with growing intensity. Greater than, you, are not complete. The words vibrated through the silence. The prison trembled. The frozen state began to crack. The keeper shouted, "It is resisting the lock." And then everything snapped forward again. Chaos returned instantly. The hunter roared, not with sound, but with force that shattered the suspended stillness. The prison screamed back. Light and darkness collided. And in the middle of it all, I felt something break inside me. A barrier. A seal. Not outside. Inside. My vision exploded white. And suddenly I wasn't in the prison anymore. I was somewhere else. The void again. But clearer this time. Vast gates stretching endlessly in every direction. And at the center, a version of me standing alone. Older. Still. Waiting. That version turned its head slowly. And looked directly at me. Then spoke without moving its mouth. It's time. Reality crashed back like a wave hitting stone. I collapsed to my knees, gasping. The prison was still shaking violently. The hunter was still rising. Jonathan grabbed me again. What happened? You just disappeared. But I was already changing. I could feel it. The symbols weren't just reacting anymore. They were aligning, forming a pattern around me. A shape. A command. The keeper's voice turned urgent. The key is no longer sealed. The builder stepped back completely now. It's opening. Lily whispered. Opening what? I looked up slowly. The hunter had stopped fighting. It was watching me again. But now there was something new in its gaze. Expectation. Like it was waiting for me to finish something I had started long before I ever arrived here. The prison lights dimmed. The symbols reached their final formation. And I finally understood the shape they were making. A door. Not to keep something out. Not to keep something in. But to open something through me. And my hand rose again. But this time, it wasn't me deciding. My hand didn't just rise. It answered, like it had been waiting for a command I never remembered giving. The moment my fingers fully lifted, the symbol pattern across the prison locked into place with a deafening click, even though no sound should exist in a frozen world. Then the door appeared. Not on a wall, not in stone, but in the space directly in front of me. A vertical fracture in reality, shaped perfectly like a sealed gateway made of light and ancient geometry. It hovered, breathing, alive. Jonathan backed away slowly. No, 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 that's the original seal, he whispered. That's the core gate. The builder dropped its head. As I feared, it said quietly. He is not just the key, he is the lock itself. Lily stared at me, shaking. What does that mean? Nobody answered her. Because the hunter moved again. And this time, the prison didn't stop it. Stone shattered upward as the hunter forced itself higher, dragging reality apart with every movement. Its red eyes locked onto the glowing door forming in front of me. And for the first time, it hesitated. The keeper screamed inside all our minds. Do not complete the opening. But I wasn't sure I had a choice anymore. The door pulsed. Once. Twice. And with every pulse, something inside my memory cracked open further. I saw it again. The void. The endless gates. But now I saw the truth hidden between them. I wasn't standing in front of them. I was part of them. A missing segment. A broken piece removed long ago. The key wasn't a tool. It was a missing position in reality. My breath shook. I wasn't created here. The hunter's voice followed instantly. Greater than, you were taken. The entire prison vibrated violently. The builder shouted, "It remembers the split." Jonathan froze. What split? But the answer came from inside my head again. Another memory. Two forces in the void. The keeper and the hunter. Not enemies at first, but guardians of the same system. Until something inside the system changed. A single entity. A key that could open everything at once. So they separated it, not to protect the world, but to protect the balance between them. And I was that separation. My legs weakened. The door in front of me brightened, reacting to the realization. The hunter suddenly roared, not in rage this time. In recognition. The sound cracked the frozen prison state. Time began to move again. Slowly at first, then violently. The suspended debris fell. Stone resumed collapsing. The prison returned to chaos. And the hunter surged upward fully, breaking through the final layer. Half its body now existed in our world. The keeper's light flickered desperately. It cannot be fully manifested. But it already was. The hunter looked at me. And spoke one last time before everything broke apart. Greater than, open it, and remember what you were before fear. The door in front of me expanded. Its light swallowed everything. Jonathan screamed. Don't do it. Lily cried out. Please. The builder stepped forward, voice breaking. If he completes it, everything resets. But I wasn't sure what everything meant anymore. Because I could feel it now. The truth behind the prison. Behind the keeper. Behind the hunter. Behind me. All of it was connected to that door. And the door was waiting for one final decision. My hand moved toward it. And just before I touched it, the keeper whispered something different. Soft. Broken. Almost human. Please, don't become what we lost. The world held its breath. My fingers stopped a hair's breadth from the door. That single pause changed everything. The glowing gateway didn't just wait anymore, it reacted. The light inside it rippled like something had blinked. On the other side. And then it spoke. Not through sound. Not through mind. Through memory. A name surfaced inside me. A name I had never learned, yet somehow recognized. It burned through my thoughts like a forgotten truth. Ether. My vision fractured instantly. The prison vanished. The hunter vanished. The keeper vanished. And I was standing in the void again. But this time, I wasn't alone. Thousands of gates surrounded me. All of them open slightly. All of them bleeding light. And in front of me stood the older version of me again, the one I had seen before. But now it looked different. Not older. More complete. It spoke without emotion. You remembered the first fragment. I stumbled back mentally. What am I? It didn't answer directly. Instead, the void shifted. Scenes unfolded around us like living truth. The origin before the prison. Before the keeper and hunter split. There was only one structure. A single infinite system holding all realities together. And at its center, a being that maintained every door in existence. Not a guard. Not a prisoner. A bridge. Me. But something went wrong. A fracture. A decision. I saw it clearly now. The keeper and the hunter were not enemies. They were the two halves created when I was separated. Order and consumption. Seal and release. And I, the key, was what remained between them. The older version of me finally spoke again. You didn't open the prison. You became it. My breath stopped. The vision collapsed violently. Reality returned in a snap. The hunter was fully inside the prison now. Its massive form towered over everything, pressing against collapsing stone and broken reality. The keeper hovered weakly, its light flickering like a dying star. Jonathan, Lily, the builder, they were all falling backward through shifting corridors as the structure destabilized completely. But none of that mattered anymore. Because the door in front of me had changed. It was no longer just a gateway. It was a mirror. And inside it, I saw myself. Not human. Not broken. A vast shape of light and structure stretching across countless unseen worlds. A being holding infinite doors closed with endless hands. And I realized the terrifying truth. I hadn't been chosen. I had been cut away. The hunter's voice thundered through the collapsing prison. Greater than, we are incomplete without you. The keeper whispered. And the worlds will break if you return. Both of them stepped forward now. From opposite sides. Toward me. The door between us pulsed harder. Final choice forming. Final alignment beginning. Jonathan screamed my name from somewhere far behind. Don't listen to them, Lily cried. Please come back. The builder's voice cracked. Whatever you are, decide before the seal collapses. The hunter extended its hand. The keeper extended its light. And the mirror door waited for the key to become whole again. My hand hovered between them. And the prison finally began to collapse into truth. Everything moved at once. The hunter's hand. The keeper's light. The collapsing prison. The mirror door inside me. All of it converging on a single impossible point. Me. My hand trembled in the space between them, between release and seal, between destruction and order, between two halves that were never meant to exist apart. Jonathan's voice was distant now, like it belonged to another world. Don't become what they're asking you to be. Lily was crying somewhere behind falling stone. The builder stood frozen, as if even it had reached the limit of understanding. And the prison itself, it wasn't breaking anymore, it was waiting. The hunter stepped closer. Its massive form no longer felt like pure destruction. It felt like something unfinished. Greater than, you were stolen from us. The keeper answered instantly, weaker now. Greater than, we saved them from you. The contradiction shattered the air between them. And the mirror door inside me responded. Cracks spread across it, not breaking, deciding. My memories surged again, but this time they weren't fragments. They were alignment. Two truths trying to become one. I saw myself not as human, not as monster, but as the original structure that held both forces in balance before they were torn apart. And the tearing was my own doing. I whispered without realizing. I split myself. The prison shook violently at the words. The hunter froze. The keeper dimmed. Even reality itself seemed startled. The mirror door flared brighter. And the older version of me appeared again, but now it was standing closer. Its expression had changed. Not calm anymore. Tired. You didn't split yourself, it said softly. You broke to save what was inside you. That changed everything. A new memory unlocked. A final one. A moment of catastrophe. Not destruction of worlds, but collapse of something inside the system I once held. Something inside me had begun consuming everything. Not the hunter. Not the keeper. Something deeper. Something neither of them could control. So I made a choice. I divided myself, not into two enemies, but into two witnesses. One to hold the lock. One to hold the hunger. And I removed myself completely. But the balance was never meant to survive without the center. The hunter stepped closer again, voice quieter now. Greater than, we are dying without you. The keeper whispered. Greater than, and everything is becoming unstable. The mirror door widened. Behind it, I saw the full structure of existence again. Cracking, unraveling, not because of them, but because I was missing. Jonathan suddenly shouted from the collapsing hallway. If you go, you'll leave them all behind. Lily screamed. We don't even know what you are anymore. The builder added, almost pleading. Then choose what you will become, not what you were. The world narrowed to a single point. Two hands, two forces. One broken origin trying to become whole again. And I finally understood the last truth. There was no safe choice. Only alignment. I took a step forward. Not toward the keeper, not toward the hunter, but toward the mirror itself. And as I did, both of them moved at the same time. The prison collapsed inward. Reality folded. The door inside me opened completely. And I remembered everything.